About 2 months ago, I began to do a video on the television series and or show called Love and Hip Hop. Now, there's a Love and Hip Hop Miami, and there's a Love and Hip Hop New York, and there may be some other ones in some other cities or states. But I just wanted to say um, that particular video that I attempted to do, it had a flaw, and I was not able to complete it, and I accidentally erased the original video. So I'm making this attempt again at the subject matter of love and hip hop, just in general, whether it be in Miami, New York, or elsewhere. And my point in this video is to tell you to beware. You ladies, and for the most part, you're going to see African Americans or black people, individuals in those two series. And it's disgraceful. And I'm speaking primarily about the women. These black women, and I use the terms black uh, for all intents and purposes so that you know that I'm talking about people of color. But these young ladies that I see um, really should be ashamed of themselves. Now, I'm going to probably more than likely receive some vitriol from some women in the black community, but I really don't care because it is what it is. Anytime, now I'm from the old school. Now, just because you're from the old school doesn't mean that you have inappropriate answers or that you don't know what you're talking about. The old school means, for the most part, the foundation upon what everything else is built upon. It was first, it is established, and it's the truth in most instances. That's the old school I'm from. I'm the one that speaks from the foundation of how things should be and how things that are today should not be. A woman walking around with her breast protruding out of her top, she's almost naked, wearing clothing so skin tight she leaves nothing to her imagination. I'm still talking love and hip hop, Miami and the other ones. These women are insecure. They want some attention, and they sought it out through this television program by whomever it was that they met, hooked up with, or got in contact with, and now their faces are in lights. They're on magazines, they're on commercials, of course, they're on the television show showing their natural behinds. And it doesn't look good. These are the types of women that you don't never want to take home to your mother. I'm not going to mention any names because I'm not going to personify anyone, and I don't know all of their names because I don't watch the series as it happened. So I have seen a couple episodes before in time past, over the past several years, that have given me enough information to make this video of some substance. And what I've seen, it's not something I want to see on a regular basis. It does absolutely nothing for me. And it should not do anything for anyone else, but because there's a following, you're going to have people that are going to watch this. And if there was not a substantial amount of viewership, the show wouldn't be on. They would have closed it down a long time ago. But it's amazing to me how people, we as black folks for the most part, don't have enough respect for self, don't have enough personal value, that we have to sit in front of a television and watch people disgrace our so-called race, embarrass us as a people. I mean, there's a segment of our society that already has demonized black folks, said that you're worthless, that you're thieves, you're criminals, and that you're violent, and your drug users and so on and so forth, even though those people or that segment of our society does those same things. But we are the only ones that they cascade across television, across the newspaper, across the media, as being the poster child for doing wrong. And you black women, especially that are in love and hip hop and those that are into watching it, you don't benefit your race in a positive way. You just simply don't. It's nonsense. What does a woman, and I'm speaking about the ones who are in the show, what does a woman get out of arguing with other black women, talking about you're going to kick their behinds, you're going to strangle them, and you slept with my man, and you're wearing all of these almost nude type of outfits, throwing drinks on one another, and then you're drunk, and then you're dealing with guys in the show that are no better than you. So-called rappers, so-called musicians and engineers at a record company and so forth. And I'm just trying to get this money and make this and so on and so forth. You should be ashamed of yourselves because you disgrace the black race. If you want to call us a race, you disgrace all black people. That's not who we are. That's not what we are supposed to be. That is not what we should be ascribing to or subscribing to. Being an idiot. Foolishness. All you see in these TV shows is someone talking about making it big, making money, and who slept with who, and that B is this and that B is that, and of course they're saying the term bitch, she's a bitch, oh bitch and hoe, and all of this other kind of stuff. Why do you demean yourself when you're so beautiful and so valuable as a human being? You deserve to treat yourself with a lot more respect and dignity, ladies, and you're not doing it. But you know what? Don't let brother teacher say it. I'm just going to put it like this. You're not going to stop doing what you're doing for the most part. And the reason you're not going to stop doing what you're doing is because you have a following. You have an audience. And it gives you some sense of value. It makes you feel like you are appreciated when someone calls your name or sends you an email and say, I enjoyed the show and you should have done XYZ to that other hole and all of this other stuff. That somehow validates you in your mind. Girlfriend, if you can't validate yourself by what you feel about who you are internally, the world can't do it for you. And if you think anyone outside of you can validate you, you are sadly mistaken. Who in the world do you think you are? You should be independent. You should be your own person. You stand firmly on both your feet and believe in you, whatever God, the Creator, has given you in terms of intellect, in terms of body, in terms of brains, in terms of skill set. If you have little to no skill set, so what? You are still important. You are still valuable. Stop letting some no good black man tell you that you're nothing. Stop letting some no good black man sell you a pipe dream. Stop opening your legs to somebody just to have a higher station in life, or to live in a mansion, or to drive the latest Beamer or the latest Escalade, or to have the nicest jewelry and to go to the nicest restaurants. You are worth more than that. You are. So love in hip hop has absolutely nothing to do with love. Now, you might say it has something to do with love. I don't want to see your drama. People who think like me don't want to see your drama, because all of us as individuals have our own personal drama within our own world, within our own homes. But the whole world doesn't have to know it, and they don't have to see it on television. So think on these things. So love and hip hop, it ain't no love at all. Excuse me for saying ain't. It is not love at all. It's just simply something else. Because if it was love, you will love yourselves enough not to parade your personal business before the whole world to see. This brother teacher speaking straight from the oath. I'm out.